Hello everyone, this is Alexis and Nikolai giving you a My Hero Academia Heroes Rising movie review. I have seen enough episodes of My Hero Academia to know that Bakugo and Deku are the new Naruto and Sasuke, but not enough to know that Deku actually has a superpower. This is my summary of the movie. We open with some not that great CG of a car chase. A bunch of guys in very flimsy sports cars are chasing an armored truck, which is a terrible idea. They all had superpowers that were pretty cool, but they also all got exploded by the bad guys. The bad guys are carrying some sort of mysterious cargo, and one dude looks like if Deku were a zombie. X-Man Colossus, but on fire, shows up and incinerates everybody in a 1-mile radius. The armored truck crashes, and some spooky, sinister-looking bad guy gets out of the truck and meets up with some other spooky, sinister-looking bad guys, including a furry, a lady with knives for hair, and a mummy. Meow. Meow. He'll come back. Cut to the beach vacation episode where we're introduced to all of these heroes that I only vaguely know. The girl that can float stuff and has a crush on Deku. Nightmare Fuel Octopus Eyeball on his elbows man. Oh, Fire Ice Kid, I know him. Everybody cosplays him at anime conventions. Bakugo, of course. Car Battery. Kyoya from Ouran High School Host Club. Plugging headphones into the ground. Grapehead, who is probably the single worst anime character of all time. Tokoyami! I actually know about him and I like him. Frog Girl. Some dude that looks like he came out of Ultimate Muscle, some dude with a really creepy looking tail, but I guess that's what a tail would look like if a human had a tail. Eye Candy Girl, Acid Girl, the dude with the red hair, I don't know, some other people. They are on a beach vacation because we needed an excuse to have a movie. They're on a summer training program where they go to this island where there are no villains, where they can train to be superheroes in relative safety, aka a villain's gonna show up. Meanwhile, on the island, a little girl calls the hero hotline and says that her little brother is lost. Turns out this was just an elaborate prank because she's testing the heroes. Deku is a complete idiot and doesn't realize the boy was never lost. The girl was just messing with him. Some training, some explanation of his powers. I guess nobody else knows that he has All Might's powers, which, like, okay, I get that multiple people have very similar quirks, but also no one noticed that this kid that never had superpowers ever suddenly got superpowers that conveniently were very much like All Might's superpowers right when All Might lost his superpowers. Deku talking about how he has to live up to All Might's potential, training sequence, Bakugo and Deku making hard eyes at each other, blah blah blah. Turns out little girl has illusion powers, she fakes that there's a villain. Turns out the little boy wants to be a hero. It's all very touching, whatever. Can we get to the fighting shenanigans, please? I am not here for these stupid elementary school kids. They're real dumb. Also, their father has a job on the mainland, and he leaves his children alone on this island for months at a time? They have this throwaway line, the neighbors watch over the kids, but mostly they're on their own. This girl is like 8 years old, and her little brother is like 6? And you just let them live mostly by themselves, being watched by neighbors? Anyway, in the middle of him FaceTiming his children, he is attacked by the villains. I really don't understand how the children don't notice this. Robot Sephiroth steals this guy's quirk. It's some sort of regeneration cell medical thing because Robot Sephiroth keeps coughing blood into his hand, but it doesn't work on people with type B blood. So they're like, shoot, our plan is ruined! But conveniently, even though we smashed this dude's truck out of nowhere, here's his undamaged cell phone and this video of his children that he recorded? Maybe his children sent him a video? That would actually make a lot more sense. The furry's like, oh, there's his kids, we can just go to the island. Bad guys show up on the island, completely destroy the entire beach instantly. Furry guy goes to the beach. Robot Sephiroth goes to find the little boy who has his dad's quirk, but that will probably work on this guy's blood type. And Mummy Guy just goes to wreak havoc randomly on another part of the island. Mummy Dude's powers are super cool. He wraps his bandages around stuff and then they like come to life and attack people. Furry Dude is just a big angry wolf, as far as I can tell. Hair Slice Lady, her power, she can like wind slice things because she destroys the entire harbor as soon as they land. They destroy all communications. Eventually the heroes get word from the islanders. Bakugo blows up Mummy Guy. A bunch of them go to fight Wolf Dude, who suddenly starts breathing fire. Deku goes to where the kids live. Robot Sephiroth shows up and says he's going to steal the kid's quirk. Deku tells the kids to run and fights off Robot Sephiroth, who tries to steal All Might, or One for All. He has a stealing quirk. He beats Deku. Little girl uses her illusion powers to make a giant illusion of Deku beaten up, yelling, "Please come help Deku," and Deku's boyfriend Bakugo instantly arrives on the scene to protect him. Bakugo tries to fight Robot Sephiroth. It ends in lightning and a giant back dragon, which looks like Cyber Dragon. But right before he kills everybody, Sephiroth's, terminal illness kicks in, and he can't fight anymore, and Hair Slice Lady grabs him and goes away. They round everybody up, take him to the other side of the island to protect them. Heroes are exhausted. We find out the little kid has healing powers, and that's why the bad guy wants them. He heals everybody, blah, blah, blah. Your standard dark moment recovery, getting ready to go into the third act. They come up with a cool plan of attack, because the one thing I do know about Deku is he loves studying. Zuko, Red Hair, Kyoya, and Frog Girl all go to fight Furry Dude. Tokoyami and Acid Girl fight Hair Slice. Levitate Girl, Tape Dispenser Guy? There is a hero whose powers are being a tape dispenser? Oh, and Grapehead fight Sephiroth. Zuko, Kyoya, Red Hair, Frog Girls fight definitely the most interesting, mostly because I don't understand how Grapehead's powers work, so as far as I can tell, they're all just throwing rocks at this dude for a while. Chimera Dude fights them all, beats him up, gets sort of backed into a corner and is like, alright, you thought I wasn't cool enough already, and then turns into an even bigger Chimera that can shoot laser beams instead of just fire now, and they end up beating him. Kyoya goes super speed. Red Hair Guy, I guess, has some sort of invulnerable power, takes the laser beam, and then Zuko goes in and reaches down this guy's throat and freezes him from the inside out. It's pretty cool. Hair Slice and Crow's fight is really short. The tummy ghost gets really mad and smashes up the cave. Of course, the plan to defeat Sephiroth does not go well. They think they have him cornered, but then they don't, so then Deku and Bakugo have to jump in, and they fight and explode things for a while. But eventually, Sephiroth lightnings them. Weird multi-armed Nightmare Fuel guy grabs the kids and runs away to the escape route. Doesn't go so well. Sephiroth just shoots him a bunch of times, and then we have a dramatic moment where the little girl's gonna defend her little brother, which is stupid! You kids should just run away! Run away. The kids are dumb, they don't do that. Turns out Deku and Bakugo use the car battery guy as a lightning rod, and then they fight some more. And then he levels up again and uses other injector thingies, and then he just turns into a fire tornado. It's Fire Tornado attacking Deku and Bakugo, who don't really stand a chance against a tornado made out of fire. Only way they're going to be able to save the islanders and the kids is if Deku gives Bakugo his power? I don't really know how this anime works, so sure! And they reach out and they touch fingers. It's in a really dramatic close-up. They touch, and then they grab each other's hands. And then they turn Super Saiyan. Their hair shoots up and they get all glowy, and then they start beating up the fire tornado. They're just shooting lasers at the fire tornado, because that's also how One for All works. So then they have a big fight scene, and then suddenly we're watching the last episode of Tengatop and Gurren Lagann, where the mechas that are 10,000 light years tall are throwing galaxies at each other. They do the impossible and see the invisible. Row, fight to power. They beat the bad guy, of course. By this time, the SOS, that the girl that can just make stuff out of her skin, has arrived on the mainland. Hawkeye is not actually a bad guy, and he brings the cavalry to save all of our high school students. All Might is with Deku, who tearfully has lost the last of his power. But not really, because this show is still going. And then there's this whole thing where Deku apologizes to All Might. I'm sure it was very emotional to a lot of people, but I was just like, that's not how it ends. And then Deku miraculously gets his power back. Conveniently, Bakugo doesn't remember any of it. Overall, I had a fun time. Deku was a likable enough main character. Bakugo was kind of annoying, but it was really sweet how he showed up to save Deku instantly. Tokoyami is my favorite. Was it the greatest anime movie ever? No. Will I start watching My Hero Academia? Maybe. My cat is gone. I'm gonna go find him. You have yourself a good night. Cut to the beach vacation episode, where we're introduced to all of our heroes, and my phone alarm is going off.